Today, we're continuing from episode 7 of Dandadan, where Okarun and Momo face off with Acrobatic Silky, and Aira's fate takes a surprising turn. Let's dive into it. Momo and Okarun are still on the run from Acrobatic Silky, trying to keep the unconscious Aira away from her. Okarun, in his Turbo Granny form, carries Aira and leads Acrobatic Silky on a chase, sticking to a plan. However, Acrobatic Silky overpowers Momo and almost separates Okarun from Aira. Just as Acrobatic Silky tries to grab Aira, her hair gets tangled in the building's beams, just like Momo had planned. Momo uses her psychic powers to hold down Acrobatic Silky's legs and tells Okarun to attack with Turbo Granny's power. At first, Okarun is caught off guard, but then he uses his speed to charge at Acrobatic Silky, knocking her down. After defeating her, Momo and Okarun manage to recover the Kintama from Aira, but then Turbo Granny reveals that Aira is dead. After checking Aira's pulse, Okarun confirms that Turbo Granny was right. Aira is dead, consumed by a yokai. Despite Turbo Granny saying it's too late, Momo and Okarun keep trying to revive her with CPR, heart massage, and even calling an ambulance. Just as they lose hope, Acrobatic Silky rises again. To their surprise, she offers to help bring Aira back to life by transferring her aura into Aira. Momo is skeptical and asks Acrobatic Silky to prove she means no harm. In response, Acrobatic Silky rips out her own mouth as a vow not to hurt Aira again. Still unsure, Momo agrees to the transfer, with her psychic powers helping. During the process, Momo catches a glimpse into Acrobatic Silky's past. A mother who loved her child deeply and tragically ended her own life after her child was taken from her. Momo watches as Acrobatic Silky realizes that Aira is the young girl from her past. The yokai had always wanted to protect her, and now, seeing Aira as her daughter, Acrobatic Silky tries to make amends. After Aira comes back to life, Acrobatic Silky starts to disintegrate. Filled with remorse, she apologizes to Aira. As Acrobatic Silky fades away, she remembers her child and regrets her failure as a mother. In her final moments, Aira embraces her, calls her mother, and tells her she loves her. This act helps Acrobatic Silky reach Nirvana and peacefully pass on. In the end, Aira, filled with compassion, wishes for Acrobatic Silky and her child to find a better place beyond. With that, Acrobatic Silky finally finds peace, and Aira moves forward, carrying the memories of her mother and their shared redemption. Episode 8 is where things get tense between Momo, Okarun, and Aira, and a new paranormal enemy shows up at school. Let's dive in. After dealing with Acrobatic Silky, Momo, Okarun, Seiko, and Turbo Granny all sit down for a meal at the Ayase house with Aira. Momo realizes that Aira is still hostile towards her after their first encounter, when she dropped a basin on Aira's head. Momo admits she went too far and apologizes, but also demands that Aira apologize to Okarun for making fun of him. Aira, however, says she doesn't hold a grudge against Momo, but sees her as a demon she has to defeat. This leads to a heated argument, with Momo asserting she's not a demon. Aira then turns her attention to Okarun and Seiko, saying that Okarun's transformation into Turbo Granny and Seiko's youthful appearance prove that they're all demons. As tensions rise, Aira warns Momo that she will confront her again. Before leaving, Aira asks Okarun why he chose to save her, despite thinking of him as a demon. Okarun responds that it's just natural to help others, which surprises Aira and makes her believe he still has some humanity left. As Aira blushes and leaves, she tells Okarun she'll come back to liberate him from Momo's influence, leaving Momo shocked. Later, Okarun happily finds that his ball is finally back in place while playing baseball with Turbo Granny and Seiko. The next day at school, Momo suggests Okarun meet her on the rooftop to discuss the whereabouts of his other ball. However, Okarun tells her he needs to focus on finishing a report instead. After agreeing to let him be alone, Momo spends lunch with Miko and Muko, but starts to feel like Okarun is hiding something from her. Miko suggests it might be about a girl, and Momo begins to think back to Aira after their conversation yesterday. While out getting drinks, Momo feels uneasy and considers checking in on Okarun, But when she unexpectedly sees Okarun on top of Aira in the courtyard, she's shocked and confused. Outside the school, Okarun is training as Seiko instructed, getting ready for the next supernatural encounter. Suddenly, Aira shows up and tries to confess her feelings for him by kissing him. Okarun, surprised, backs away and asks why she thought that was a good idea. Aira says she's following guidance from books that belong to her father. As Aira awkwardly tries again, Okarun tries to block her advances, but ends up falling on top of her. Just then, Momo walks by and sees them in a misunderstood situation. She storms off, disappointed, and Okarun chases after her to explain. But Momo refuses to listen after he lied about working on a report. Later, during class, Momo struggles with the earlier incident, while Miko and Muko joke that she's being possessed by the spirit of the mantis shrimp from their lesson. Meanwhile, Okarun hopes to make things right with Momo. Suddenly, Okarun notices the floor is flooded with water, and his classroom is mysteriously empty. Leaving the halls, he bumps into Aira, who assumes Momo caused this strange event. Okarun tells her he's experienced this environment before. Meanwhile, Momo, trapped in a classroom with no way to escape, grows frustrated as she wonders if Okarun is dealing with the same situation. Momo hears a noise approaching and looks to see a snake-like creature in the distance. She hides from it, but when she accidentally creates a ripple in the water, the creature unleashes a blast from its mouth, destroying the classroom. Luckily, Momo dodges the attack and wonders where Okarun is after the creature leaves. Meanwhile, Okarun and Aira are startled by the noise. Recalling their encounter with the Flatwoods monster, Okarun explains to Aira that the only way out is to defeat the alien who has appeared at school. They're soon confronted by a crab-headed alien that attacks them. Okarun transforms into his turbo granny form, quickly pulling Aira out of danger and telling her to move while he fights the alien. But the alien overpowers Okarun with psychokinesis, forcing him to revert to his normal form. The alien reveals they've come for Okarun's reproductive organs to gain the supernatural power they saw him use before. Okarun tries to explain that the power they saw was a curse and finds himself unable to transform. Just as the alien prepares to use giant scissors to extract his organs, Aira undergoes a surprising transformation, taking on a form similar to Acrobatic Silky. She uses her hair to strike back at the alien, rescuing Okarun in the process. Aira, now fully confident in her power, declares that she is the chosen one and demands the alien release Okarun. Next on our list is episode 9 of Dandadan, where Okarun, Momo, and Aira face off against new enemies, and things take an unexpected turn with a strange creature. Let's get into it. After the battle with the Serpos, Aira asks Okarun if he's okay, but gets embarrassed when she sees him naked. She thinks his reaction means he wants to take their relationship to the next level. Meanwhile, one of the Serpos realizes that Aira has superhuman abilities similar to Okarun. He orders the crab-headed alien to fight Aira up close while he attacks from a distance. Aira dodges all the punches from the crab alien and kicks him into the ceiling, but she's soon pinned against the wall by the Serpo using his psychic powers. He's excited to find not one, but 2 humans with superhuman powers to harvest. The crab-headed alien frees his head and delivers a powerful punch, sending Aira crashing through a classroom. Okarun tries to step in and protect Aira, but is once again overpowered by the Serpos' awesome zone, which negates yokai powers. The crab-headed alien starts attacking Okarun while he's down, but Okarun manages to get back on his feet and attacks after Momo arrives to counter the Serpos' psychokinesis. Momo gets mad at Okarun for being involved with Aira, and comments on seeing the faces of her former enemies. With Momo present, the Serpos express disappointment that the crab-headed alien failed to eliminate her. Okarun is happy to see Momo again, but she tells him not to look at her while he's still naked. Despite being annoyed that Momo had to save her, Aira asks Momo to fight with her to defeat the Serpos. Momo is shocked when Aira appears as Acrobatic Silky, but agrees to help, though Aira insists on keeping Okarun, or Ken, to herself. When Momo hears Okarun's real name, she gets flustered and accidentally loses focus on her psychokinesis, causing both Okarun and Aira to get caught by the Serpo's powers once again. The Serpo takes advantage of the situation and gives the crab-headed alien a performance-boosting serum, turning him into a stronger version with mantis shrimp-like powers. He attacks Okarun and Aira with shockwave punches while they're unable to move. Momo soon regains control, tells Aira not to mention Okarun's full name around her, and uses her psychic powers to counter the Serpo's awesome zone. The Serpo then tells the crab-headed alien to focus on Momo. Now with Okarun and Aira transformed and working together, they manage to overpower the crab-headed alien. Okarun uses his speed to dodge the alien's fast punches, while Aira strikes at his weak points. Despite working well together, Momo warns them not to fight too close to each other, as it'll make them easier targets. Aira misinterprets this as jealousy, but Momo denies it, while Okarun agrees with Momo's advice, though it causes her to lose focus on her powers after he makes a comment about Ken Takakura. Meanwhile, the crab alien expresses his frustration at being penalized by the Serpos for his poor performance in battle. The battle is interrupted when the water beneath them rises and floods the area. Momo, Okarun, and Aira swim to the surface, only to find the walls and ceiling also turning into water. They look up and see the creature Momo previously encountered, Nessie, swimming above them. After realizing it's Nessie, Momo and Okarun swim away as it attacks a Serpo. Below, the enhanced crab alien unleashes a shockwave punch aimed at Aira, sending her toward the ceiling and threatening to drown her. The crab alien, however, soon realizes he doesn't have gills and starts struggling to breathe. Seizing the opportunity, Okarun transforms into his turbo granny form to fight back, but quickly sinks since he can't swim in that form. He reverts to his original form, and both he and Momo continue to dodge the alien's attacks. Okarun tells Momo he'll distract the alien while she helps Aira, but Momo argues with him, still upset about the incident with Aira. Seeing her distress, Okarun suggests Momo be honest with him about the situation, offering to explain everything later. He then dives down to protect Momo from an incoming shockwave punch. This prompts Momo to come up with a plan to use Okarun as a living speedboat to help her move quickly in the water. Momo rides on Okarun and uses her powers to expel water from Aira's lungs, saving her. But the water resistance from their clothes slows them down, so Momo decides to strip down to her underwear and urges Aira to do the same, though Aira is reluctant. Meanwhile, the enhanced crab alien spots a Serpo swimming nearby and asks for more time to pursue them, but when he gets closer, he realizes it's just a severed head of a Serpo who was killed by Nessie. The remaining Serpo approaches the crab alien to fuse with him and Nessie using body cables. As Momo, Okarun, and Aira prepare to dive again to face their enemies, they look down and see the Serpo Dover demon Nessie, realizing they need to escape. The creature starts unleashing water blasts from its mouth. After the water blasts stop, they notice Nessie absorbing water through its gills to recharge. Aira uses her acrobatic silky hair to attack, but Nessie blocks her flying kick with a punch and responds with a barrage of shockwave punches. Momo and Okarun regroup, trying to figure out how to deal with the creature. Momo finally comes up with a plan, using her powers to bring the water down, causing the Serpo Dover demon Nessie's mantis shrimp arms to tear apart. But the creature tries to grab Momo and dives into the water to unleash another water blast. Aira uses her acrobatic silky hair to intervene, grabbing Nessie by the neck and helping defeat it. Okarun uses the hair as a track to propel himself, splitting the fused creature while catching Momo in his arms. After defeating the Serpo Dover demon Nessie, Momo, Okarun, and Aira finally escape the watery void, only to find themselves in the school hallway, still in their underwear. They panic and run off, embarrassed by their situation.